All right. Hello, everybody. Today, I wanted to talk about the subject of search engine optimization. And uh, I want to focus on a suburb to make an example. So let's say we're talking about, I'll choose El Segundo in California. El Segundo is a suburb of Los Angeles. And instead of picking Los Angeles to talk about or New York City or going after the bigger, more competitive cities, there are ways to be able to dig into your neighborhood and kind of work it that way. So I'm going to show you a strategy that works with Google. So for example, let's say I own a, I don't know, restaurant. Let's call it an Italian restaurant in El Segundo. I'm spelling it, but Google will correct it. Okay, so to back up, search engine optimization is where you have the search results that come in from Google that are not paid ads. So most of these are organic, and so you can break it down by rating or price, or depending on which day and hours you want to go, etc. But you have here, this is an optimized site, etc. So these are websites that are, Google is saying, hey, check these people out. They're in El Segundo, California. And so what you want to do is you want to be able to have your website come up in the listing here. And this is kind of a great equalizer, is to be able to compete with the big boys. So you have restaurants that will be, Fortune 500 companies, and then you'll have some restaurants that are just mom and pop. And so I know, for example, the first one that came up was a really nice restaurant, James in the Plaza there, uh, Eat James. So when you go from Google to their website, you got there organically for the traffic. And so that's called search engine optimization. And so this is something that for a small business is kind of a game changer, because you want to be able to um, get that free traffic coming in from Google. Most businesses these days, if they can't get that traffic coming in from Google, they're going to be struggling. And so if I'm searching for, in this case, Italian restaurant in El Segundo, whether it's on my tablet, my mobile, desktop, whatever the case may be, and we got ranked for any of these sites that are ranked, they're going to get some traffic coming in from Google, and hopefully they can convert, and people can go in and use their service or product. And so that's basically what you want to do. You want to lock in on a neighborhood, because technically, El Segundo is right next to the airport. For those of you that don't know, LAX airport is right there. Um, and so you could put Los Angeles, but then LA is covering, so much. There's 25 million people or so that are living in this area here. But how many people are going to drive from Thousand Oaks or from Anaheim to El Segundo? And so what you want to do is you want to lock in on the area that you offer your service or product. And so a lot of times Google is trying to give the best possible search results. And so they're trying to figure out, sometimes you don't even put El Segundo, you put Italian restaurant. And it's trying to guess where you've been, or where you are. And so sometimes it's playing detective. It's trying to figure out, okay, if you're logged into your Gmail or your Facebook, or in most cases your IP address, it's guessing where you are. So that if you're looking for an Italian restaurant in El Segundo, California, it doesn't give you a search result for an Italian restaurant in Waco, Texas, or Miami, Florida. That is not a good user experience for for the user, and that's not good for Google. That's why you see a lot of times Google is, really locking in a lot of the algorithm changes that they make is so that they can provide the best possible search results to their users. And so sometimes what happens is people will type in the city or they'll type in near me, and Google will figure out where you are. So right now I'm in the Long Beach area, so it knows where I am, and literally it's giving me restaurants that are down the street from me. And so you want to make sure that you're optimized for the keywords that you're going for directly, because the thing that a lot of people do is that whether they're doing Google ads or they're doing search engine optimization, they go after the bigger um, uh, the cities or the keywords that have more search volume. And the thing is, what you want to do is you want to be relevant. You don't need to have 1,000 people coming to your site a day or an hour. If you have 10 people a day or 100 people a day coming to your site and you're converting a percentage of those, it's kind of like on social media sometimes where you have, an influencer that has 1 million followers, and then they do a shout out for you and you see nothing. You look at your analytics and it was the same as what it was the day before. Nobody clicked on it, nobody did anything to it, and it's just a waste of effort. So be sure to pay attention to the keywords that you're wanting, and make sure that you're looking at this as far as geographically, that you're going after the right um, uh, geography. Secondly, you have to make sure that your website is functioning properly, that Google is able to read the website. So if you go to a particular website, I'll use my website as an example. If you go to the website and the website, uh, the landing pages, the tags are not tagged correctly. So let's say you hover over it and you see at the bottom here, if you'll look here, you'll see that there's what the thing is about, the page is about. So sometimes you have websites where they'll put the product, website.com/jackets /XYZ214B. They just put the stock number. You want to be clear that Google can understand what it is that you're talking about on every page. So make sure that your website is, the pages are tagged correctly. The load time on it is good. If it takes 10 seconds to load versus 2 seconds to load, Google is going to give ranking to the website that loads faster. Why? Because it's a better user experience. And so you have to keep that in mind, that Google is trying to give the best possible user experience to us. And the advertiser, the marketer, is second. Okay, so secondly, you want to make sure that you identify the keywords that you want to go after. So there's an app that I use, it's called SEMrush. And so you can go in there and you can look at, let's say you put in a domain. I'll use this one as an example. So you can go in there and you can see which keywords are ranked for what. And so you can look at the authority score goes from, let me back up here. So for organic search engine optimization, the authority score is very important. So this is 30. It's towards the middle of the pack. It goes from 0 to 100. But when you get to like the 80s and 90s, you're talking about Harvard and Facebook and stuff like that. So, if you're in the 15s and above, preferably 20 and above, you're good. So you can take a look at the keywords that a particular site is ranked for. And so this is a jewelry website. And so you can see they're ranked for this keyword, position 1, and the volume per month is this. Now, if you were to go buy this traffic from Google Ads, you would pay $2.63 for every time someone clicked from Google to this particular website. So if I went to google.com and there's let's put in, let's say, in this case, it's jewelry. I'll just use a vague, like a keyword that everyone is fighting over. So you see that this is an ad. These are ads. So every time someone clicks on these, I'm not going to cost these people money, but every time someone clicks on this link, Google gets paid. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to be down here where you're not uh, paying for every time someone clicks. That is what this organic listing is about. So this website has 695 keywords that are ranked. It's giving keyword by keyword what position they're in, if they went up or down, and if they were to pay for the traffic, how much it would be. So if there's 480 searches a month coming in for this keyword, it's guessing that about 2% of that would be this website would get that traffic. And at $2.13, it comes up with a volume like they're getting about $3,100 worth of traffic from Google every month organically without paying for it. And so that's something that you what we try to do is when we're onboarding a client, a potential client, we look at their website, we put in their website name in the search in this box, we see which keywords they're ranked for, and then we take a look at 10, 20 of their competitors. We ask directly, and then we have competitive position mapping here that we can take a look at different competitors, and we take a look and see what keywords they're ranked for, because I can put in any one of these competitors here in the search box to see which keywords they're ranking for. So because a lot of times people will give very generic keyword ideas, but that's not what we want. We don't want jewelry. We want custom diamond platinum engagement ring, something that has a longer tail keyword, even though it's going to get maybe 100 searches a month. If we're ranked in the top 5 or 10 for that, we're going to get a percentage of that. And so we want to make sure this has number one volume. It's only 30 searches a month, so one a day. But it could be that they're getting every other day they're getting someone visiting the website from this one keyword. So that's what you want to do. You can go back to the example that we had with Italian restaurant, and you can have Italian delivery restaurant. And a lot of times what happens is when you put in, let's say, restaurant, it gives you like an autofill on what people are searching for. So you could do restaurant A, and then you see association around me and bar near me, etc. And you could do B, and you can see by the beach, bars near me, restaurant business. So these will give you ideas as far as what people are searching for also. Okay, so you have to do your competitor research. You have to do your keyword research. Make sure that your website is functioning correctly. And then after that, for search engine optimization, you need to make sure that you're creating content that is relevant, that Google would want to spider and rank you for. And so there's a long list of things to do. I just wanted to talk about search engine optimization El Segundo. I just took like a suburb of Los Angeles to talk about. And you can do this with your business. You can do it with most any region and see what comes back for whatever business you're doing. You can do this, let's say, for dentist El Segundo. So you can put in dentist, and then you can see this company is paying. I don't want to click on it, but if I were to click on it, they would get charged from Google. And then so when you come down here, these are all organic. And so these are dentists in the area. A lot of times you have at the top, you have Yelp somewhere in here. And so you have a couple of directory type of listings. And then after that, you have all the organics coming in. And if you're here in the top 10, and you're last week for a particular keyword, you were, number I don't know, you were number 20 and now you're number 18 and 14 and you're moving up and then you're adding keywords. You had this time last year, you had 100 keywords and now you have 500 keywords. And as you see that, that growth in traffic, that's what you want to see. You want to be able to see that spike that comes in. And so um, that's what search engine optimization is. There is a lot of discussion as far as things that need to be done in order to get ranked. And if you have any questions, you could go to my website. It's thisismysafbay.com and click on book now and set up a 15-minute appointment. And we will go over, we'll put in here in the search box, we'll put in your company name and see what comes back. And I'll give some pointers and some ideas on what would help you rank and how you can be more competitive in your digital marketing campaign. Okay, thank you so much.